One fine day, Raghunath, a man who had crossed 73, suddenly thought to himself, well, why not get married again? Many people, after all, marry 4 or 5 times by this age. So if I marry just twice, he mused, what's the harm? And as soon as the thought came, he decided to act. Auspicious thoughts must never be delayed. So he began searching. 19, maybe 20 days later, he actually found someone. And oh, she was beautiful, her complexion fair, almost rosy, her hair thick and black. Her face looked like that of goddess Lakshmi herself. Eyes round, pupils deep black, eyebrows perfectly shaped and dark. Her every movement had a rhythm. In one word, exquisite. Raghunath was completely mesmerized. It felt like he had caught the moon in his hands. She had just one condition. She needed some money. How much? He asked. 2 lakh rupees, she said softly. What? Only 2 lakhs? Raghunath thought. For her, I'd happily pay 20. Without wasting a moment, he took out his smartphone and transferred the money right away. In great joy, Raghunath brought her home. As he pressed the doorbell, his wife opened the door. Holding his new bride's hand, he walked straight in and sat down beside her on the sofa. His wife looked confused, perhaps thinking she was some local girl. After all, many people came to Raghunath for advice about their problems. She asked, who is this? Raghunath smiled and said, this is your younger sister, Manorama. She frowned. Meaning? Meaning, he replied calmly, your co-wife. Co-wife? What do you mean by co-wife? I mean, my second wife. What? She screamed. A second wife? Oh God, no, no, no. At this age, a second wife? She stormed forward. Wait, I'll show you. I'm calling the police right now. After torturing me your whole life, now you've brought in some young girl. She lunged at the new bride. You shameless girl. How dare you walk into my home holding the hand of this old fool? She grabbed a handful of the girl's hair, yanking so hard that 2 fistfuls came off in her hands. But the new bride said nothing. She just stared at her quietly, calm, unmoving. Then his wife turned to him. And you? Have you nothing to say? Who put such ideas into your head? A bit flustered, Raghunath said, Pranab told me. Pranab. That scoundrel, I'll smash his head in. Don't, Raghunath said quickly. He's got a good head. Needs it for politics. Oh, really? She snapped. That's what his brain is for? To ruin my home? Let him get married again and see how his wife reacts, she shouted. But no, he doesn't have the guts. He can only meddle with my naive husband. Her anger was now like fire. I'll deal with all of you, Shekha, Prithvidulal, Arindam, Yashobrottu, Swapan, all of you. I'll file a case under Section 498A and send you straight to jail. Then, to everyone's surprise, the young bride quietly stood up. The dining table was messy, so she began tidying it, calm, focused, and graceful. Raghunath's wife barked, Who asked you to do that? This is my house, my work. But the girl didn't reply. Without saying a word, she walked straight to the kitchen and started making tea. The wife stormed after her, furious. Who told you to make tea? Dying to serve the old man already? Still silent, the young woman made 3 cups of tea and placed them neatly on the table. Her calmness was almost unsettling. Next, She gathered the pile of clothes from the washing machine, added detergent, and switched it on. Then she took vegetables out of the fridge, chopped them neatly, lit the gas, and began to cook, all in quiet precision. The wife, trembling with fury, grabbed Raghunath by the shoulders and shook him. "Will you just sit there sipping tea while she takes over all my work?" she shouted. Raghunath sat frozen, half guilty, half amused, not quite sure what to say. The new bride moved from room to room, dusting, cleaning, straightening the beds, arranging things perfectly. The house looked transformed, alive, neat, and peaceful. Raghunath couldn't help but admire her quiet efficiency. But his wife, fuming with jealousy, shouted again, "Oh, so now she's preparing the bed to sleep beside my old husband? I'll show her who sleeps where." And that was it. Raghunath finally lost his patience. He stood up and shouted, "Enough! Stop it! Whatever I've done for a reason. You can say whatever you like, but I did this for your sake." The wife stared at him, shocked. "For my sake? You've brought home another wife for my sake." "Yes," he replied firmly. "And how many times will you repeat the same question? The woman you see isn't even my wife." The wife froze. "Then who is she?" Raghunath took a deep breath and said, "She's a robot." "A what?" "A kind of machine. A new invention. She'll do all your household work. You're growing old, and I thought, since tomorrow is our wedding anniversary, I'd gift this robot to you." Her anger melted into disbelief, then into warmth. She rested her head on his chest and said softly, "Oh dear, you love me so much. You could have just told me from the start. Why all this drama?" The scene softened, her voice turning tender. But just then, Raghunath felt someone shaking him. "Hey, how long will you sleep? It's already 8. Get up. Tea's ready."